So, this is my R33 Sedan, 1997. What's going on here is I'm planning on doing a ground up restoration of this vehicle. Unfortunately, about 2 weeks ago I got a letter in the mail from the Department of Transport here in Western Australia asking to inspect my vehicle for its roadworthiness. And as I'm about to show you, it's not looking good for that. So as you can see, it doesn't look too pretty now, but I mean realistically, it's just the bumper and headlights that are missing. I'll throw up some pictures of how she looked 2 weeks ago. Basically, what happened was I was driving down the road and started getting pretty bad misfire. So I towed it here. This is where I usually keep the car. And I figured, well, since I got that letter in the mail and the car's not running, might as well tear it down and build it from the ground up. So I've had this car about, I'd say 2 months now. It was pretty good in the meantime, but you know, it's a manual conversion, so there's a few bits and pieces that definitely need some attention. We'll see how we go. Basically, this video series is going to be of the restoration of this car, and we're just going to see how. It's mainly just going to be for my record, just to see how to actually put it back together, because I have no real mechanical knowledge. I work in finance. I'm actually still studying. I'm in my last semester at uni now. I work full time as a paraplanner for a financial advisor. So whenever I've got spare time, probably only weekends and stuff, we'll start chipping away at this. It's booked in for late February to get the underside sandblasted and epoxied. I'll show you why in a second. It's not pretty. But yeah, let's see how we go. I'll take you for a tour around the car now, and we'll have a look at all the things that need some attention. Alrighty, so let's dive into the Skyline and give you a tour of all the things that are wrong with it and hopefully our plans for the future. So, as you'll be able to see right off the bat, some surface rust here in the front crash bar. Nothing too serious. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get this whole car sandblasted and epoxy to help repair all that. There's a bunch of surface rust underneath the vehicle that'll need some attention as well. In the engine bay here, you can see in the seams, there's just a bit of rust, nothing too major though, of course. Overall, the engine was running perfect until it decided not to, as is the case usually. But yeah, we'll get to that once it's ripped out the car. So this is actually my little workshop at the back of the storage unit. You can see I've just got some various parts lying around. A little spare dash here for the car because the one that's in there has got some holes in it. That's a front bumper which I ripped off. Rear boot because this one's got some holes from the factory wing. This one doesn't, and it's also got the third brake light, which was a pain in the ass to find. This one doesn't. And that's my vast collection of tools, which we're gonna hopefully strip down this entire car with. We'll see how well that works out. So here's the back of the Skyline. It's a bit cramped in here, as you can see. I'm literally right up against my little bench, trying to get you guys a good view. It's a pretty tidy example, to be honest. Apart from the rust underneath, obviously being a Japanese import, it was clearly in one of the more snowy regions of the country. So we've got some things to address. But yeah, once we look underneath the car, you'll see why I want to get it sandblasted and epoxied. So we'll see here, my pinch weld's absolutely folded up and ruined. As you can see, frame rails as well. Got a few dents in them from people jacking it up in the wrong spots. Over the other side, it's not as bad, but definitely needs some attention. So what we're gonna do is, you can see my beautiful exhaust fabbed up by Sean with V-bands, sexy welds, 3-inch straight through to a Varex muffler at the back there. So what we're gonna hopefully do, you can see there's a bit of a dodgy repair job here in the bottom of the door. Have to get that looked at too. But yeah, overall she's not too bad. A little bit of rust here and there. Gonna hopefully replace all the suspension components. Brakes will be rebuilt and painted because I don't know why it's in this weird primer grey, but yeah, it is what it is. You can see my barracks muffler back there. I'll try to start her up for you, but it doesn't sound good. She's got a very bad misfire. I actually put down a bit of cardboard there because when she starts up, she likes to spit out a bunch of disgustingness. Let's find a way to mount you guys. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get this going. So as you can hear and see, she's not happy, and she definitely needs some love and attention. So give you a look around the inside of the car. She's in actually really good condition. As I said, the dash has some holes in it. You can see my little weeb side coming through. But yeah, sorry about the lighting. Oh, you can see some reflective stuff on my seat. That's interesting. I can't see that in person. But yeah, my dash, little Pioneer head unit. Sorry, not Pioneer, Kenwood. Pretty tidy overall. The seat, although it's a bit dusty or whatever, it's got no rips. It's in pretty decent condition. Original OEM Nissan floor mats, thank you very much. The rear doors, because this is a sedan, very nice. You can see them, got my headlights in there. But yeah, very sort of stock looking, pretty tidy overall. But unfortunately, all this has got to come out. So yeah, I guess there's nothing else to do other than start working in my fabulous workshop and start tearing this down. Alrighty, so first things first, we're gonna remove the intercooler, get rid of some of that piping, just sort of clear up the front end. Probably rip the battery out, see how that goes. Unfortunately, you can't actually do that much ripping out of the engine because I'm waiting on an engine hoist to arrive as well as a engine stand, so we can do some work while it's out with the car. As you can hear, perks of working in a storage unit, lots of bangs. Anyways, yeah, start ripping that out, see how we go. Ratchet spanners are a godsend. Provided you get the right size. I guess that's it. That's the front mount vehicle we're at. Let's have a look at how filthy. Let's have a look at how filthy the inside of the car is. All right, fun. Lots of little things to delete. Yeah, not too bad for rust over here. A little bit, but I was thinking actually. I was actually contemplating sort of cutting out some metal, welding it in here, blocking it off so that when I go for the front mount intercooler again, I can just have one clean hole. But that's also a lot of work. So we'll see how we go. In case you guys are wondering, taking a lot of inspiration from Broken Sylvia's build on his R34, poor man's GTR. He did a really sick ground up restoration on that thing. So if you wanna give that a watch, I'll leave the link below. But yeah, front mount intercooler's out. Looks a little bit less cluttered, not really, let's be honest. I guess we'll just remove the battery next. Alrighty, so that's that done. Once again, a little bit of surface rust, nothing too bad. Might actually end up removing this bracket here because eventually I do want to go forward-facing plenum with the RB26 rocker covers. So as that comes over to the front mount intercooler, I'll probably get a pipe down into here, cut a little hole for that down there. As you can see, my washer bottle's unfortunately right there. So I'm gonna have to buy like a low profile one because in Australia, if you want to pass pitch inspection to get your car registered, unfortunately you have to have a washer bottle for your windshield and your rear wiper. So that's gonna have to get deleted and relocated somewhere further down the line. Same with the coolant overflow there. This is actually meant for a R32 coupe, which is why it's sort of like wedged under there, and it's got this actual indentation here because on the coupes they mounted right there, but obviously sedans are a bit different. If you're wondering where I'm going to put the battery once I get the forward-facing plenum, it's actually going to go in the boot. I bought a R33 coupe's rear battery tray, cleaned it up, painted it, and going to mount it in there. But unfortunately, I'll show you now. Give me 1 second. So unfortunately, in the sedans, that's where the battery tray usually is mounted for the coupes, and as you can see, my high-cas and ABS units are mounted there in the way, so gonna have to mount those to the side of the battery tray or something, but that's a future problem. As you can see, boot's still complete. It's not too much rust up the top here. That's mainly actually dirt, a little bit of rust there, a little bit of rust there, a little bit there, but overall, just not too bad. Underneath the carpet, let's see if I can get this up. Got a original Japanese spare wheel, pretty cool. But yeah, a little bit of moisture there. But no real rust in the boot, which is a good thing. That mystery wire I found a while ago, it's actually connected to the tail light. Haven't got a freaking clue why. Got to get that out when I rip the car apart. But yeah. That's that. So yeah, thanks for joining me for the first little bit. Just starting to get into it. As you can see, there's like heaps of crap that still needs to come off. This is still the automatic transcooler from when it was automatic, so heaps of stuff left on from the previous owner that should have really been deleted from the beginning. But yeah, we'll get through this slowly but surely, tear it down to bare shell, and we're sending it off, like I said, to get sandblasted and epoxied, and I guess then the build really starts and you start building it up. Engine, hopefully lots planned for it. Realistically, that all depends how much money I end up getting, which will, I guess, depend if I get a proper job once I graduate. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully if I get stuck when I have to put it back together, I can refer back to these videos and get an idea as to what I should be doing. In terms of upload schedule, there isn't any. I'm going to work on this when I can. Like I said, I work from 9 to 5, so this place is only open till 5 in the afternoon. Realistically, that leaves me with just the weekends to come in and work on it, and you know, Also restricted with funds, being a uni student, not earning that much money, so slowly but surely we'll get this done. But yeah, end of February is the deadline to have this down to complete shell, so we can get it all sorted underneath, hopefully have a perfect body to work with after that. Gonna get the engine bay painted while I get it blasted, so that'll be a nice surprise to see what colour that comes out. So yeah, I guess that's that for this episode. Now catch you in the next one.